What is going on, YouTube, and welcome to the Legion of Comics. I'm Mark, and it's another new comic book day coming up. So let's take a look at what's going to be in my pull box and some other awesome books that are going to be hitting shelves this coming week. So before we start looking at all these titles, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss out on the giveaway I have coming up this week. I've just recently passed 500 subscribers. I've got a lot of awesome, cool prizes that I'm really looking forward to passing back out to the community as my way of saying thank you. But in order to win, you do have to be subscribed to the channel. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that button and go back and enter that 500 subscriber giveaway video. It's just a few videos ago. It's not hard to find. So getting right into it, it's not a huge week, but there are some good titles. We're now into the Infinite Frontier stuff with DC Comics. So there's a lot of new content coming out from these guys. And a couple that I'm really excited about that'll definitely be in my pull box is first up, Superman issue number 29. So Bendis is done. Brian Michael Bendis is off of Superman. We have Sean Lewis writing it now. And as you can see right there on the cover of that awesome wraparound, we have Jonathan Kent is back from the hanging out with the Legion of Superheroes in the 31st century. So he's back with his dad. Let's see how he's changed. Let's see how he's evolved and see where he really stands in his father's shoes. So he's going to be side by side with him. I'm kind of avoiding the solicitations on this one. I want to be surprised. I'm really, really hopeful about this one. I'm wanting there to be a good writer on Superman. I don't know what else to really say about this one other than I'm hoping for the best. Trying to keep expectations low. And if you're not picking up Superman, if you weren't happy with Bendis, well, here's a new jumping on point with a new writer and a new creative team. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it might be some of the people that were working on the Future State stuff, which I enjoyed the Superman Metropolis series. I think is the people that are working on this one. So if you enjoy Superman, or if you haven't checked out Superman before and you've heard bad things about Bendis's run, which a lot of people really disliked it, go ahead and check it out. I am really bummed that Ivan Reis is not on the art anymore because that is such a fantastic artist. He was amazing on Superman. But this is what we got. I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with it. There is a backup story in this one, and I think it's focusing on Jimmy Olsen, which we kind of saw that happening in the Future State stuff as well. And there's not an inflated price tag on it. It's still only $3.99. So I'll be getting that cover B wrap around for that one. And next up in my pool box, I have Rorschach issue number 6. And this is Tom King and Jorge. I think it's Jorge. No, man, I forget who the writer. Fornes. Yeah, it's Tom King and Fornes on the artwork, and Jorge Fornes. I always get him and the Batman artist mixed up. But this one I've really been enjoying. It's just a straight up whodunit murder mystery. We have the assassination attempt happen in the first one on the presidential candidate, and a private investigator has been hired to look into it. It's just kind of spiraling downhill into conspiracy and all kinds of crazy stuff and brainwashing and whatnot. But we kind of in the last issue got introduced to the people who hired the detective, the politicians, and you kind of see that they're not really like clean around the whistle. So we're going to see how that devolves a lot more. And I'm really looking forward to where it goes from here. This is a Tom King story. We're about halfway into it, so it's really about to start really opening up, and that's just kind of the nature of his book. So this is where they really get good, in my opinion. So next up, we have a new number 1 from DC with James Tynion's The Joker. So this is spinning out of the Joker war. We know Joker's on the run. We know he's the most wanted man out there, and it's going to be a Joker Jim Gordon story from what I've heard, which is pretty cool. And don't know what else to say about this one. If you're keeping up with the Joker, if you care, I know a lot of people are jokered out, but Punchline was a really popular character coming out of Tynion's run, and we're going to really be seeing her in this title going forward for right now. So if you want to follow her, this is the book to do it in as well. And there's some awesome variants for this one. I did pre-order the John Jang variant, which is just absolutely insane. His attention to detail is wicked. He's still rocking those scars from the Joker War. So I'm looking forward to getting that one in as well. And I've heard that it's going to be taking a total horror twist style to it, which is perfect for a title like this. So I hope they really lean into that heavy. Next up, one that I'm also really excited about is Batman Urban Legends. Now, I've talked to a bunch of people recently about how DC would do good to do some anthology style stuff. There's so many characters that are underutilized, or they're just always used as supporting cast here and there when they could support their own story, but there's not enough fanfare around them to give them their own book. It just doesn't pay off. So here's the answer to that. We have Batman Urban Legends. It's a $7.99 book. It's oversized, but it's got stories with Red Hood. It's got stories with Grifter, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, The Outsiders, Batman. So you have a big creative team on it with Chip Zdarsky, Brandon Thomas, Stephanie Phillips, all kinds of people. And I'm looking forward to that just to kind of see those other characters played with some more. So that's numerous Batman titles in the past 2 weeks that have dropped, and we still haven't even gotten Detective Comics dropping yet. So they're really leaning heavy into Batman. So those are the DC comics I'll be getting this week, which everyone who watches my channel knows I'm DC heavy, and that's not a lot. DC slimming down their titles is really showing with the size of my pool list, which I'm not necessarily a huge fan of that. I really enjoy reading these books, and now there's not as many of them, it seems like. But we'll see how it goes from here. Also in my pull box from Marvel Comics this week, really pumped for Immortal Hulk issue number 44. The UFOs have showed up. They've showed up to the battle. They've finally encountered the Hulk. Joe Fixit kind of dealing with the consequences of some of his earlier actions, kind of exposed himself to Guy Ritchie, who was looking for him, and he sent the UFOs with a weapon that could supposedly take him out for good. So the last issue ended with that confrontation starting, so it's going to pick up right there, and we're going to see how it works with Hulk in a completely weakened state. So I'm not sure how he's going to hold up his own or what's going to happen, but the supporting cast members with Doc Samson, Sasquatch, and all of them, they were going back to Shadow Base, and the leader looks like he finally emerged from the place below wall. So he's on the scene now, and I believe that this series ends at issue number 50, so it's just that slow build up to the leader and the Hulk confrontation. So it's all kind of coming to a head. And then from Boom Studios, we have Mighty Morphin number 5, which I'm really pumped about. This is supposed to give us a more backstory on the Green Ranger, who just showed the world who he was, not just the readers, but the world in context of the story, showed that it was Matthew Cook. So this is supposed to go back and give us a little bit of that timeline and origin to those events of him getting the power from Grace Sterling and moving forward from there. So a little bit of backstory telling, but I'm excited about it. I'm really pumped for this new Green Ranger. I'm so excited it's Matthew Cook. Way before that they ever even thought about bringing in another Ranger, just having him in those books as part of the gang, but he wasn't one of the Rangers. It didn't feel right, and he definitely earned this place on the team. And I hope that he's well received, and I hope they keep him around for a little while. So believe it or not, that's all that I have on my pool list. It seems dreadfully small. There are a lot of other great titles coming out. So let's take a look at some of those. So there's big things happening with Spider-Man this week. In Amazing Spider-Man issue number 61, we get that new costume, another new costume. I mean, he's had tons of new costumes before. I wouldn't suggest running out there and speculating on this because there's really only been one other costume of his that has really been anything to write home about. But it is another new costume. I don't know how they're going to play it into the story. To be honest with you, I don't really care. I haven't been hearing great things, and I haven't been intrigued about the Spider-Man run, which really bums me out because I enjoy Spider-Man books when they're good. But that did catch my attention with Nonstop Spider-Man over here, which is a new number 1, and it promises from the first page, from the first panel, he never stopped. So I guess it's like Jason Statham's Crank, but Spider-Man. And from what I heard, it's supposed to be an ongoing series, so I don't know when he's going to use the bathroom, eat lunch, or take a nap, but I'm sure they'll figure it out somewhere along the way in the story. So if you're a Spider-Man fan, it's a good week for you. If you're not happy with this Spider-Man title, check out this Spider-Man title because they're giving you a brand new one. So I might take a look at it just to see if it's something that I might want to pick up because I would love to enjoy a Spider-Man book right about now. I feel like I don't have enough Marvel stuff. A lot of it just doesn't really speak to me right now. But also coming out, we have a brand new start with Wonder Woman, as we saw in the Infinite Frontier issue 0. She renounced the offer of being kind of pretty much like a DC equivalent of a Celestial, being part of the Quintessent and being like an astral level character, just to go back to her normal Earthbound self. And it looks like she's going to be waking up in Valhalla and not knowing why she's there. So it's a brand new beginning for Wonder Woman. But wherever there's a new beginning, something else has to end. And that's what's happening with Green Lantern Season 2, issue number 12 by Grant Morrison. This story that's 2 years in the making is finally reaching its end. So if you've been picking that up, you don't want to miss this one. And if you haven't picked it up or didn't know about it, there's going to be a complete 12-issue story to pick up soon if you want to check it out. I know that I didn't jump on it at the beginning, but I'm definitely going to be getting I'm assuming they'll do it in two volumes. I'll definitely be getting the collected volume of it because I definitely do want to check it out and see what Grant Morrison did with it. Also from Marvel, we have X Factor issue number 8 and the brand new Children of the Atom number 1. Don't really follow any of the X-Men titles right now. Again, they're not really catching my attention, but I did think about this Children of the Atom thing because I have a copy. I have a couple copies of Young Avengers #1. I got them when they first came off the shelf, and that book is not a cheap book anymore. And this seems like it's kind of the same format. You have a lot of introductions to younger versions of known characters, and it's not young Cyclops. It's a young person that looks like Cyclops. I don't know what they're doing with the story, but that is a potential decent spec book. It's not anything that'll play out in the short run, but it's kind of the same format as Young Avengers, just young style versions of existing characters. So if it is some stuff you like to spec about, think about that one. Kind of go look at Young Avengers, see what it's all about, and see how it's done with the market. Then look at this. There, you can see kind of the same formula being used just from the outside looking in. Now, Image has a couple of cool books coming out this week, and if I can find them, let's see. There they are. We have Homesick Pilots issue #4 and a brand new Image #1, Carmen #1. Not sure what Carmen is. I've heard a lot of good stuff about Homesick Pilots. Haven't been reading it though. But we also have Scouts Honor issue #3, which I've heard mixed reviews about, and the brand new Nottingham #1 from Madcave. And I have heard some good stuff about Madcave. I know Two Brothers Comics highly recommended it. It looks wicked. It's a Robin Hood twisted version story, and yeah, I've heard very good things about that. So I might check that out and see what's up with it. The cover's definitely interesting with a big smile on the Knight's mask, but so there's some good stuff coming out. There's definitely some more stuff beyond that as well. You have a new Daredevil, Eternal, Strange Academy, Star Wars. So be sure to double check all the shelves. Make sure you don't miss anything this week. And if I'm missing anything that you think is just amazing and I need to be reading, let me know because my pool is light again, and I need more. I'm gonna be going key hunting again, spending money I don't need to spend if I don't find some more just new books and keep me entertained. But as always, when you want to know what my #1 pick for the week is, my hot pick, be sure to check out the Comic Vet. That video will drop this coming Sunday where him and I both point out our top pick of the week and why. And as always, I do want to thank the Augusta Book Exchange. Paul and Don over there are the absolute best, #1 in customer service. He is the keeper of my comics, the guardian of my pool box. He always makes sure that everything is safe and secure when I get there every week to pick up my stuff. You can find them on Facebook. So I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for checking it out. And again, hit that thumbs up on the way out. If you haven't subscribed, please consider it, as well as going back and checking out that 500 subscriber giveaway video. I'm really excited to be able to give back to the community and say thank you to everyone who supported the channel. And that's going to do it for this video. So, guys, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.